Wednesday to you guys. Coach Selena is here, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to have healthy and productive conversations at work. I know it's so tricky and such a tough thing to figure out, but teams grow and succeed when they can have healthy, productive, side-by-side conversations. But the trick is, how do you do that? How do you end whispers in the office? How do you end gossip conversation? How do you end all of these toxic things and these toxic behaviors that can get in the way of you all working together as a team, building a positive company culture, and moving forward strongly with your goals? Here comes Siren. Pardon that interruption. So I'm going to dig into this a little bit with you guys. I have 4 main guidelines that you can use, and actually I've been kind of going around to some of the businesses that I work with on a regular basis and doing in-house training for them on this very topic. It has been super well received, not only by the boss, but also by all of the employees and the people in the building. It's actionable things that they can take away and use right away. So I hope this little tidbit will do the same for you. You might want to get out a piece of paper and jot a couple notes, or bookmark this video to be able to come back to it later and listen up to these really 4 helpful tips for how to have productive, team building, side-by-side conversations in the workplace. P.S. This works in any organization, from your family to your church, to your community, to the workplace. But I'm going to specifically be talking about the workplace today. So, number 1 is you want to create win-win situations. As soon as you pit 2 people or 2 ideas against each other, you're going to have a winner and you're going to have a loser. And no one wants to be on the loser side. It brings negativity, bad feelings, a sense of not belonging to that place. So how instead could you turn the tables, get a fresh perspective, and create a win-win situation? Now, this is different than a compromise. A compromise, usually both parties feel like, oh, I have to give up something. Nobody's the winner here. Everyone's a loser because we had to compromise. But a win-win situation means, how can we make sure that both parties, all parties involved, are getting what they need to move forward and to feel a part of the team, a part of the culture, and a contributing part to the work being done in your organization on a daily basis. So, creating win-win situations. Number 2, have side-by-side conversations. Now, this is even in relation to your physical body and your physical posture. If I am sitting across the desk or across the way from someone that I'm needing to have an important conversation with, it might feel confrontational. It can place power with one person over another, and also, especially if you have like a desk in between you, it creates distance and space. There might be times for all those kind of power structures and that kind of body language to be happening, but when you are looking to grow and succeed on your team and you're wanting everyone to get on board with the culture and the goal that you're working for, side-by-side conversations are super helpful. So you do things like sit beside the person, shoulder to shoulder, right? And you're turned just a little bit so you can talk to each other. Another way to be side by side is to think about height. If you're coming up to someone and they are sitting on the at their chair at their desk and you're standing up over them, you have like a height power over them. You might choose instead to come pull up a chair and sit beside them so that you're on the same level playing field with your eyes. Side-by-side conversations, that it also gives the vision and the idea that you are on the same side. You're not opposing each other, but you're on the same side. You're beside each other, along together, walking the journey together. So having side-by-side conversations as much as possible. It's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is ask open-ended questions. An open-ended question means usually a short question that requires explanation and more than just a yes or no answer, or more than just a one-word answer. I know you guys have all done this at the end of the day, like when you pick up your kids from school and you're like, how was your day? And they say, fine. Discussion killer. But another question could be, tell me about your favorite part of the day. You see how that leaves space, leaves an opening for there to be conversation. It starts a conversation. An open-ended question starts a conversation. A closed-ended question kind of ends it right away. So open-ended questions that you could ask in the workplace. Tell me about how this project is going. What's holding you back here? What other resources do you need to proceed? How can I help you? Fill in the blank. So wonderful. I bet you guys have some more examples of open-ended questions that you could use in the workplace with your team. I'd love for you to drop them in the comments so that others can look back and see, and yeah, give me some more ideas too. And the 4th tip that I have for you today is don't make assumptions. How often do we do that, right? We're on the outside looking in to a situation that is going on, and a million assumptions are running through our mind about what the other person might be thinking, what their motivations are, what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they're just being lazy. Man, they're awesome. We're making all kinds of assumptions about what is or isn't happening in the situation. If we're going to make assumptions, let's try to make them assumptions about positive intent. But even better than that is don't make assumptions. Let's go back to that previous question before of ask open-ended questions. So rather than looking at a situation, looking at a problem, making assumptions about what is going on with that other person, come to them with an open-ended question. I see blank. Can you tell me more about that? Or, how is this project going? What's going on over here? Don't make assumptions. So I hope these 4 tips are helpful to you as you are having productive side-by-side conversations with your team that's going to help build a positive, really strong culture that's going to move your work forward so well to serve others. I'll review them really quickly for you. Number 1, create win-win situations. Number 2, have side-by-side conversations as much as possible. Number 3, ask open-ended questions. And number 4, don't make assumptions. I'd love to hear back from you. What is the most helpful tip that you can see making a difference in your workplace today? I encourage you to use it. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. If you want me to bring this training to you, your office, or to your virtual space, let me know. I would love to share some of these tips that are working for others in their workplace and making them a much more fun, joyful place to be. I wish you the best.